Greetings, Ted Hicks, Hicks Associates Wealth Management. Today is Friday, the 12th of January, 2024. And before I get into warning all of our North Carolina homeowners about your insurance rates, they're about to jump. We could do a quick reminder on retirement plan contributions for the year. We did talk about this in last week's video, but in case you have not yet seen that, as a reminder, the maximum contribution rates have increased just a smidge for 2024. So since the year is just underway, we encourage you to take a look at your pay stubs, do the math, and make sure you're going to maximize your contributions. If you need any help, by all means, feel free to reach out to us. That said, on the screen right now is inflation. We got another update earlier this week. Actually, I think it was yesterday, and inflation has ticked back higher. But I want to make a comment. I was talking to another advisor earlier this week, and they made a comment about inflation being very high. I had to correct the advisor because inflation is not very high. Inflation was very high. Prices are still very high, but inflation measures the year-over-year changes of those prices. And as you can see on the screen, that year-over-year change, that inflation has indeed come down. Now, this most recent update from earlier this week, again, I think yesterday, it did tick back up. But according to my data, we're at 3.3% year over year. And the 10-year average on inflation is 2.7%. So I would certainly disagree with anybody who says inflation is very high. That doesn't mean prices have come down. That also doesn't mean that we're not going to see any more massive jumps in inflation. For example, earlier this week in the Carolina Journal was a report on the North Carolina Rate Bureau. They have requested a 42% increase in homeowners insurance rates. So first of all, that's obviously a warning. If you live here in North Carolina, be prepared. Your homeowners insurance is probably going to jump. But it's also just a general warning. While the basket of goods that is measured in the Consumer Price Index, while that basket of goods is no longer rising at the rate that it was, prices are still elevated, certainly, and we are certainly going to see some jumps in some services, but that doesn't mean wholesale inflation on everything like we were seeing last year. Now, this is also not a guarantee that inflation is going to stay within this 10-year average. Not the purpose of the video today, but there are plenty of undercurrents in the economy, money supply, government spending. There's all kinds of other reasons why we are concerned that inflation could very well tick back higher. But right now, inflation is not very high. Prices are still elevated, but that's not inflation. That's a sign that inflation was high. So anyway, I hope that helps. If you find this helpful, I hope you hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share the videos with others that you might find might find these helpful. And by all means, if you're interested in what we do and how we manage money for our clients, by all means, reach out to us. You can find our contact information at hicks-associates.com. Until next time, we thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.